Cockroach Janta Party website through the Playwright tool. So as you know, Playwright is one of the most popular tools. So if you want to practice it daily, so I'm trying to make the content which is more interesting and like it can be applied on the popular website, so that you get interested into it without getting bored. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the URL. As you can see, here is the URL of Cockroach and the party. But if you see, like, whenever we hit URL, there is a HTML pop-up that needs to be handled before we interact with anything on this page. So let's start. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first launch the URL of the Cockroach and the party. So as you know, like, whenever we want to hit the URL in the Playwright, we use the page fixture, and then on that we call the go to function, and then we need to provide the URL, and that's it. So what's this gonna do is this gonna launch the Cockroach and the party website. And after that, what we're gonna do is, since as you are aware now that whenever we hit the Cockroach and the party URL, there is HTML pop-up that's gonna be coming. So we need to handle it gracefully in order to run the remaining script smoothly. So this is the pop-up. So we can see that one unique class is used, so we can use it as a locator. And here you can see, like, we have one element matching. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this CSS selector, and then we're gonna click on that. Just give me a second. So let's go ahead with our next part, which is to find this element, which is the pop-up HTML pop-up. Okay, I need to provide the double quotes or single quotes and the double quotes. Okay, let me clear this value now, and then we're gonna do is click. That's all. So we're gonna handle this gracefully. After that, what we actually gonna do is there is so let's manually click on this. So we have, I will do it later. I have clicked on it. So I wanna so if you click on the manifesto, so here we are directed to the manifesto points. So if you can see that there are 5 manifesto which has been listed here by the corporate party. So I need to grab the all the text of this manifesto with a single point and like a string, and then I need to print it in my console. So that's what I'm trying to achieve for this right now. So as you can see, like, currently there, so these manifesto points are listed as demand. So if you click on this, then under the p tag, that actual point demand point is written. So what we're gonna do is uh, we're gonna use demand and then p. So here you can see that we got the 5 count of this particular element. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this CSS selector, and then we're gonna connect these demands points. So locator, and then this locating syntax of the CSS selector, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab all the inner text. So that's all from our side we can do, and I think we can grab them in constant keyword and then list. That's it. So we have grabbed them as a list or object of JavaScript object, and then what we can do is we can use the for loop also. So we're gonna use const keyword and one of list. So we're gonna loop through the console. We're gonna loop through the list and print each of the demands point of the cockroach at the party. So here we go. What we are doing is we are wrapping the text. So one more thing I need to do is, like, see, as you can see, if you look at the portal, these manifesto points are located in the same page, but it's after scrolling some points. So I want to make sure that we scroll to the location that we are trying to achieve, so that we better understand what we are doing while executing the scripts. So as we already have this locator, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the first element of it, and then I'm gonna use wait for, or what we can do is scroll to view it if needed. So we're gonna scroll if it's not within the visibility. So one more thing I want to do here is in the follow is I want to give the blank line after each point. So let's run this. Let me clear this and then run. Hope it works. Let's run this test. I actually made a mistake. So you can see that we are actually trying to print a point from the list, but we are actually printing the list itself. That's why I like it's printing as a list, but not as a separate point. So let's make a change and then run it again. I think this is also fine. Like we are actually have got the answer, but what we are looking for. But we had some mistake in this game, so we're gonna fix it and then run it again. So here you go. We got our Cockroach Janta party manifesto points here. This has been listed in the terminal. So that's it. We have achieved our purpose. So if you find it my content interesting, then you can obviously subscribe to my channel so that I make you practice more and more playwright scripts. Thank you for watching.